Hello everybody. Today I will compare my old HB Reverb G2 with the Pimax Crystal. And yeah, what can I say about the G2? It is the successor of my Rift S. So you know I own most of the HMDs. I started with the DK2, then Rift CV1, then Rift S, also the index, but I got a faulty index, also very noisy base stations, and I got the click gate problem with the knuckles controllers. So we didn't came along, the index and I. But I also own an index for quite some time, and switching from the Rift S to the G2 was amazing. So yeah. So let's start with the comparison. As you can see, I have the crystal right here. There is the PSVR 2. Then there is the Vive Pro 2, the Pico 3, the 8KX, bunch of controllers, so enough headsets, and so I have a lot of experience with VR devices. And as long as you're happy with your device, it is fine, because I think there isn't any bad HMD out there, so I guess there's plenty for everyone. So, but for me the Crystal is the new way to go, and I will give the Crystal and the G2 in every category 1 point. So if the G2 is better in one category, it will get 1 point, and so do the Crystal. So let's start. The weight of the G2 is 500 to 550 grams. And yeah, the Crystal is way heavier. Point. Also the form factor. The G2 is kind of okay. It's not the Pico 4 form factor, but even in 2023 it feels very good. The Crystal, on the other hand, it is bulky, so that's not the standard I was looking for in 2023. So yeah, definitely the G2 is better here. What I really like about the G2 is the magnetic phase gasket. So you can really easily change this. With the Crystal, you have Velcro, and the phase gasket, yeah, it doesn't feel like you should put that out often. So yeah, definitely the G2 is king here. Setup for both of them went really fine, so no problem with the G2 and also no problem with the Crystal. Then there is the cable. The G2 has a very thick cable. The G2 cable is 6 meters long, and the elephant in the room is this little guy here. So you need an external power supply with a really big power plug, and yeah, I don't think this should be necessary for HMD device. And the Crystal cable, it is very thin. It also has 6 meters, but there is the downside. I ordered the Crystal right away, and I got the fiber optics cable. And as far as I know, if you order now, you only get the 5-meter cable. So yeah, this is a no-go. So for me, the G2 wins in this category, because even the fiber optics cable is thinner. I don't think Pimax should give out any other cable than this very, very thin and very flexible cable. So definitely G2 is better here. It is a small thing, but I think it's worth mentioning because the crystal, you have a power button and also a volume slider. So I can turn off the crystal whenever I want. It doesn't matter if I leave the headset plugged in. With the G2 on the other hand, I don't have an option to switch off the device. There is no power button or whatsoever. So clearly the crystal is better in this because, yeah, I like to switch off devices when I don't need them. So crystal is the way to go. In terms of resolution, the G2 was mind-blowing. Coming from the Rift S and switching to the G2, it was like, wow, a whole new era. So with 21 by 2160 by 2160, the resolution is quite high. But clearly the crystal with 2880 by 2880 wins by a mile. So the picture quality, the colors, they are amazing. And I will later try the G2 with the testHMD software. And yeah, but in terms of resolution, the crystal wins by a mile. One thing I really like are the interchangeable lenses. Not even that Pimax is working on wide FOV lenses. So for example, if you scratch your lenses with the G2, then you're basically screwed because I don't think it is easy to change lenses. And yeah, I think the device is broken if something is happening to the lenses, and you can easily replace the lenses. I did it myself, and yeah, I think this is really a good thing to appreciate. So 1 point for the crystal. The G2 has an IPD slider, not like the Quest. It is seamless. So, but the IPD is only 60 to 68 millimeters, which is not that much, and I have 58 millimeters, so I can't switch to my IPD. So the crystal is from 58 to 72, and you have the IPD slider. It is not manually, so you can use the IPD slider. It's like with an electric motor, so the crystal is better in this category. Also, with the newest software, the crystal comes with auto IPD, which is amazing. So there is no tinkering with the IPD. You put on the headset and the crystal give you the right IPD. So this is very nice. And I'm on the beta branch, so I already tried it and it's working really nice. Also, there are some cool features. Local dimming is already working with the crystal. This is a feature the G2 doesn't have. Also, the dynamic for weighted rendering, it is working kind of okay. So it's still in the beta phase, but you can see where the company is heading with this. So also the G2 doesn't have dynamic for weighted rendering with eye tracking. The G2 only supports 90 Hertz. This is okay, but it's not outstanding. For example, the index has the 120 Hertz mode and even 144 experimental mode. So Pimax, for now you can switch the 90 Hertz mode and the 120 Hertz mode. I tried both of them. The 120 Hertz mode went fine, so I didn't get any errors or something. But Pimax, they want to push the display until 160 Hertz. So yeah, this is cool, I guess. I don't know. I don't see the difference that much. So I'm fine with 90 Hertz, but it is nice that you have the option to power up maybe in the near future to even to 160, but now 120 is working. So Crystal clearly wins here. What I don't like about the G2 is you have to use it with Windows Mixed Reality, and I never got that feeling that the software is kind of very nicely done. Like I said, the setup was easy and everything seems to work, but sometimes Windows Mixed Reality devices don't get the support like Lighthouse devices or the Meta devices. So when you're using the Crystal, you can use it with Steam, but you don't have to use it with Windows Mixed Reality. So I have to say it is annoying. So there's 1 point for the Crystal and none for the G2. On the other hand, what is really great, you don't need an account for using the G2. So you don't have to install any third-party software, and this is very, very good. So of course you can use the Crystal without an account, but you need the Pimax Play and you can use it as a guest. But the HB wins here because I wouldn't mind having no account at all. But on the other hand, you don't have any specific options to tinker with the headset. So if you, I don't know, if you want to change colors or whatsoever, you don't have the options right out of the box. I know there are some users out there which are tweaking any INI datas or something, but with the Pimax Crystal you have Pimax Play and you have so many options to tinker with and setting colors and resolution and what, yeah, it is really easy because you don't have to change any INI datas or something, so you can basically manage everything with the Pimax Play. And the good thing is you don't have to. So if you're fine with the standard settings, just go for it. But if you want to tinker, it is very easy and you can save your profiles and everything. So this is a huge plus point in my opinion. So the inside-out tracking of the G2, it is okay. It is not something that that you're looking for. It's not outstanding. Same is with the Crystal. You have inside-out tracking. This is cool, but the good thing is you can use the device with Lighthouse. Hopefully in the next weeks. Pimax said mid-August there will be the Lighthouse face cover, and then you have a inside-out tracking headset and also a Lighthouse headset. So this is very, very cool. This is 1 point for the Crystal, obviously. The G2 is a standalone, a really only just standalone HMD. The Crystal, on the other hand, I don't really think that there are many users out there who are buying this device for the standalone mode. And I don't talk about PCVR streaming. I'm talking about standalone like Pico 3, Pico 4, and MetaQuest. So none of the HMDs get a point. I know you can say it's okay, you can use it as a PCVR headset and standalone, so this is better than only having a PCVR headset. But if you want my honest opinion, I would love to see the Crystal without the whole standalone thing and the battery. So yeah, no points either for the G2 and for the Crystal. When we talk about FOV, the G2 has a smaller FOV. It is like, yeah, like Quest 2, depends on your IPD, but the FOV, it is really small, and I will measure the FOV later in this video, but Crystal clearly wins, and in the near future we will get wide FOV lenses, so yeah, that will be a game changer as well. So another point for the Crystal. Let's talk about the support. So when I got the device, and I was an early adopter, so I pre-ordered the headset when it was first announced, and when it arrived I got some issues. And I know when a device is fresh out of the box, sometimes there are issues with software, maybe hardware. So I had some issues with the device, and I contacted the HP support, and the really bad thing is they didn't write me back at all. And this is a no-go. Don't get me wrong, I'm using HP devices in my company. I really love HP, but this is a no-go. So yeah, at least write me back that, yeah, you know. So, but I didn't get any response, and I couldn't sort out the problem as well by myself. But yeah, that's not as it should be. With the Crystal, on the other hand, I'm also owning the 8KX, and there are some issues. It's with every device, but the support is really responding really fast, and yeah, this is the clearly win for the Pimax. And I have to say the support is getting better and better. So if you have any issues with your Pimax device, just reach out for the support. I think they will help you. So when it comes to audio, I have to say both devices are having very, very good audio quality, mic and speakers. So I guess that's a draw. So I'm really loving the DMAS, and I'm really loving the G2 speakers. Reminds me of the Index, and yeah, I think Index is the gold standard in this place. And Pimax is working also on the audio solution, and yeah, I think it's a draw. So when I compare the G2 overall to the Crystal, the G2, it really feels like an HP product. So what I don't like is there is no halo strap. I know some people really love the halo strap, some people hate it, because when you're using a gaming chair, this can push you in the back of your head. For me, the G2 with the halo strap, the Crystal with the halo strap is better, but because of the battery and the better build quality of the G2, I think this is a draw, because it is too specific. So I don't want to give the Crystal a point, and I don't want to give the HP a point, but I have to say the build quality of the G2 is better, but I love the halo strap better. So it's kind of a draw. And of course, another elephant in the room is the price. So I know this device is over 2 years now, yeah, more or less. And you have to pay 700 euros for it. And I think the headset is worth every penny. Definitely, if when you're coming from I don't know, a Rift S or the first Vive or Vive Pro 1, this is really, really good. So, but yeah, what should I say? I paid 1,700 euros with taxes and shipping costs, so 1,000 euros more. Yeah, there is nothing more to say. This is a very, very expensive headset. You have to decide by yourself if you want to spend 1,000 euro extra. Honestly, I think the crystal is worth the money. But I wouldn't mind if the crystal would be around 1,200 euros, so like an index. But yeah, I'm not the owner of the company, but I think it's worth the money. But in this battle, the G2 clearly wins, and I think only the Vario Aero is losing against the crystals here. But yeah, good hardware isn't cheap, and I really love the crystals. So when I talk about the tracking at all, so both devices working right out of the box. The tracking is fine. So if you're playing games like Half-Life Alyx or Contractors or racing games, seated VR, this is fine. When we talk about controller tracking, so I got the controllers right here. So they are pretty basic. It's funny with the LED. Yeah, they are pretty basic. So I'm a Lighthouse fan, and I love my index controllers. I'm really looking forward for the crystal faceplate. Right now I'm using the Vive tracker and also the Lighthouse mod to use Lighthouse even with the crystal. The same thing would be possible with the G2, so this is no problem at all. What I really like about the controllers, you have changeable batteries. And this is my opinion. I think the G2 tracking, the controller tracking, and with the battery, the tracking is better. That doesn't mean that the Pimax controllers are not good. The tracking isn't perfect right now. Pimax is working really hard, so they're releasing updates every few weeks, and it's getting better and better. But the G2 and the crystal inside-out tracking, it will never be as good as Lighthouse. So because the controllers have changeable batteries and slightly better tracking right now, the G2 wins with 1 point. So I think this is only fair. Yeah. And now I'm in the testHMD room. I put the super sampling up to 200%. The funny thing is, the controls I can move with the thumbstick. I have to press the B button on the controller. Then I can rotate left and right. And if I want to go straight, I have to put my controller above my head and press the Y button. Then I'm able to move forward. So never had controls like this before. but for the test it's absolutely fine. So this is not a thing with the G2, it's just, yeah, the controller binding is not right. Okay, even if I put the super sampling to 200%, I'm barely able to see the eighth row. It's D, E, F, F, O, T, E, C, but it's not possible, the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th row. And I'm noticing, I guess it's Mura, kind of Mura. It's the same with the index. It's like a gray fog you can notice when there is like this gray color or something. Yeah, fog. That's the thing, because the crystal with the glass lenses, it is amazing, because right now I'm in my apartment, and it is raining outside, and I immediately noticed the lenses, they were like fogging a little bit, and that is something that isn't possible anymore with glass lenses. So I think every other company should go for glass lenses. It makes a huge difference. I think not everybody is aware of that. So that is a very positive thing. Well, then let's try the vertical FOV. So it is like watching through a telescope. It's the whole FOV, it's just around, nearly a round circle. And yeah, the 86 degrees, that's pretty much it, because the upper point isn't visible anymore, and the lower point, it is only visible when I'm moving my eyes a little bit. Yeah, then so 86, it is fair to say it's 86, so that's not impressive. And then go for the horizontal field of view. Yeah, the upper part of the lines are gone. I have to say, if I look just straight with my eyes, then I can see the red lines. But when I try to look left or look right, I don't see the bars anymore. So it is something between 88 and 90. But it is more of 88. So yeah, this is controller drifting. If I remember correctly, the crystal with the normal FOV lenses is around about 102, 104 vertical and horizontal. So this is, yeah, it's basically, it's less. So that's a huge step when you're using the crystal. And yeah, maybe in a few weeks we will get the wide FOV lenses, and yeah, this will be great. So I'm trying to move to the sweet spot test. Wow. So yeah, I have to say, I don't understand why people are saying that the sweet spot of the G2 isn't good. I think the sweet spot is pretty good, because when I'm just facing forward, I can see pretty clear the E and also the 85 and 89, 98. And sure, you have some clarity. The clarity is going down around the edges, but I think the quality of the edge-to-edge quality, it's pretty okay. It's not like a really small sweet spot, so this is fine. And also, there are no distortions. What I can see is the aliasing, that is pretty heavy, even when I'm having the resolution about 200% super sampling, and I tried to set the resolution to the highest possible. So yeah. But I remember coming from the Rift S, this was like mind-blowing. So just a short glare test. Yeah, you can notice a little bit of glare. It's not that bad. So this is absolutely fine. There's one really good thing. There are no chromatic aberrations at all. The crystal definitely has a problem with chromatic aberration. That's the thing, how picky you are. If you're trying to spot it every time, yeah, I guess you will not be happy about it. I don't know if they can fix it with software, but it's definitely a thing. So it's not like there isn't any chromatic aberrations. And yeah, the colors, they're definitely better in the crystal. So they're like normal. So the green, it's kind of washed out. So that's definitely better in the crystal. So I think I pretty covered most of the specs and the things you have to compare, or you should compare. So the G2, I really love the G2 even in 2023. It is a really nice device. I had a lot of fun with it. I changed the G2, or I switched from the G2 to the Vive Pro 2, then from the Vive Pro 2 to the 8KX, then I stayed a while with the 8KX, and now the crystal is my HMD to go. For a short time I used the Vario Aero. I guess I will make a video about the Vario Aero also, and I guess also the Vive Pro 2. It is really a shame, because I don't think we will see an HB Reverb G3 ever, because there are rumors that there is no VR department anymore at HB, and yeah, that's a bummer. I really would love to see a PCVR only headset called HB Reverb G3 with big EvoV, small form factor, and like everything. And even for a higher price, I think people would buy this instantly. But it's not gonna happen. And yeah, this is kind of the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, and if you think that I said something stupid or something wrong, don't hesitate. Just write me. And yeah, till the next time. Thank you and goodbye.